Welcome back, everybody. Tarantado Boys, aka the Southside Garage Boys. I am Scrawny Ronnie.
Hey, my name's Nick, and welcome back to my gym.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're just a little cranked and hyped after a workout.
Yeah, I just had a good workout. What'd you do today?
I did some squat and bench.
Squat bench.
Didn't go too good.
Didn't go down. Why didn't it go too good?
We'll talk about that later. But we're going a little off schedule with our episodes. With the New Year's in less than how many hours?
Oh man, we got like 4 hours till
really?
New Year's, yeah.
Oh man, well there you have it. The New Year's is almost here, so we just thought that we would bring you a little holiday special episode. But after this week, we'll be back on our regular routine. But enough of that. How'd your holidays go?
Oh man, pretty good. I spent about a week with family. Ate a lot. I mean, I still lifted, found a few places to work out.
Yeah, I saw that on the ground.
Yeah, man. I mean, you still gotta get it, when you're on vacation. So yeah.
That's good.
Remember that mindset, guys. You just gotta keep hammering at it, So, how about you?
It went really good.
Yeah.
Spent time with family and friends Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day, man, woke up feeling wrecked. Got hit with the flu.
Oh no.
And this was what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's Tuesday now, right?
Yep.
Tuesday. So almost a week with the flu. Today and yesterday is probably the first couple days where I'm actually feeling somewhat human. Don't worry, I'm not contagious.
Oh man, I don't even worry about that. Jeez. I've been through it myself, man. I just went through 2 weeks just recently, within the past 2 months that sickness caught me up. So
Jeez,
that probably affected with your workout today.
Oh yeah, jeez, you're telling me, man. Everything felt 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel that stuff. Yeah, stuff that you usually get. I mean, you had a hard time with, so.
Yeah, well,
you just gotta listen to your body, when that stuff happens, and just scale back.
Just gonna ride the wave. Still not 100%. Sounding pretty crusty over here.
Yeah, man. So it's a new year.
New year, new me.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
New Year, same me. I usually don't ever go into the new year with like new goals.
Hey, hold up. What's up with the tights, dude?
Oh, yeah, man. These are my Bam Bam Bigelows I usually wear. I don't wear them outside of this gym because I don't want to frighten people. I just wear them in here. Keeps me warm. It is a garage gym. It does get cold, so
Space heater.
Yeah, that space heater.
Y'all can't see it, but it's over there.
Yeah. So back to it. So.
Anyways, yeah.
New Year's. So with New Year's comes new goals for people. New lifters want to take up the hobby or the sport. With that comes essential equipment that power lifters use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very specific with this sport. The list goes on: shoes, belts, wrist wraps,
knee sleeves, chalk, singlet.
Lots of stuff.
So we'll cover a few of them. Just I don't know. You want to start with the shoes?
Yeah, we can start off with shoes. Pretty much, this episode's called The Essentials, and with this episode, with gear-specific stuff for powerlifting, we're pretty much just giving our personal input and take on certain brands of equipment, whether we use certain pieces of equipment.
Sure. The effectiveness.
Price.
Price is a big thing, Especially if you're a younger lifter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, you want to buy out and get the greatest and best, but sometimes that's not a possibility.
As Louis Simmons once again said, you have $100 shoes, but 10-cent squat.
I think my squat's not 10 cents though. I think it's about 40 cents right now.
Joke's on him. I got a 10-cent squat and 10-cent shoes, so.
Man, you gotta work on that, dude.
I know.
So with the shoes,
flu.
So shoe wise, so you got SBD, squat, bench, deadlift. some people use flat-soled shoes such as Converse. I mean, Converse or
These aren't Converse. Look at these.
yeah, those Converse right there. Or the Reebok CrossFit. CrossFit Lights is a very popular shoe.
Yeah, these are the OGs right here.
There you go, man.
Where'd you get these? Online?
Online. I mean, they don't make them anymore.
Yeah, they
For some
don't.
reason. It's a very popular shoe. I just don't know why they don't make them.
Very wide-toed shoebox.
Yeah.
Really allows you to spread the floor.
But some people like using elevated shoes as well. Shoes with a heel really help with the squat. You know, so. But
These
those,
aren't mine, by the way. These are Nick's.
yeah, I bought them on sale. I'm kind of a gear whore. I have a lot of gear.
Understatement.
Yeah. I've got like 4 belts. I got 3 shoes. I don't know. Whatever. You guys got to experiment with what you like, you know. So I personally like using the Reeboks. The Reeboks are awesome for me.
Legacy lifters?
The legacy lifters. Yeah, they just give me that. I don't know. They have a weighted feel, and I just feel stable with them.
Yeah.
Versus using the. I mean, I like using the Romaleos, the Nikes, but for me, for my body type and my width of squatting, I like using the Reeboks a lot.
Nice. Now you say body type. What do you mean by that when it comes to different types
Because
of
you know,
shoes?
people are built different. You know, wider hips, different stances.
Yeah.
I mean, they say some people shouldn't be using heels that if you're a wide squatter, but I've seen people use heels. I mean, you gotta do what works best for you. You know, and that's why like when you're working out, you know, you gotta experiment. Use flat-soled shoes like Chucks or whatever. And you use heels. Use
Yeah.
whatever's best for you. You
Pretty
know?
much using what you feel comfortable is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the cheapest option would be just using like flat shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chucks.
OG Chucks.
OG Chucks, the low ones you can find for like $25-$30 sometimes
Where?
on sale. I mean, you just gotta look around.
Oh man. Shoes
I mean-
are expensive nowadays.
I mean, just
Tell you what, man.
yeah, they are. Just recently, I mean, Vans were on sale for $28.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
I didn't
steal.
I didn't need them, but I advertised it and like some people wanted them, so I was like, hey, yeah, I'll get them for
Where do we
you.
get that?
Yeah, remember that time I told you about it?
Yeah.
So get what works for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So now that we covered shoes, next piece of equipment we're going to talk about is the belt. Now for me, this is just a belt from liftinglarge.com. It's a 13 millimeter economy double prong belt. Nothing fancy. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think when I got this, it's $35
Wow.
plus shipping. So it came out to like $40, $45. Totally
I mean,
inexpensive.
See, you can't beat that. You know, if
No.
you're a young lifter, you just need the basics. That would do you good. You know,
Yeah.
versus I mean,
Let's see it.
next step up from there. I mean, you got these lever belts. I mean, this one's an Insert Forever belt. I mean, I like using this sometimes, but my weight fluctuates. You know. and-
AKA he gets fat sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I'm fat right now, but you know, it's not easy to adjust this. You know, that could be.
You got a special tool for it?
I mean, I use a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
A quarter is what I use, but I mean, SBD makes good lever belts.
Or Pioneer.
Pioneer makes some.
Yeah.
Titan makes good belts as well, and they'll range in I don't know, the mid-tier belts. I mean, what, about $100, right?
Yeah.
Starting.
I think you could get about
Yeah.
that much with those brands.
I think SBD is a little bit more pricier. You'll pay probably about $220, $250 for them, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if
no,
you
thank
really,
you.
hey, if you really want to go custom,
Hey.
I went with the Pioneer custom belt, and you know, I don't know. I like being personal with my equipment, so you know, I got initials of my kids and Filipino script here with the Filipino American sun flag and Lakas, which means strength. So whenever I see this, it just amps me up. So personalize your stuff, guys. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long-term investment with a lot of these gears. Like this belt, I want to say I've had this since I think 2017 in before that, the other belt that I had, it was pretty much the same belt, but single prong from Lifting Large, and I had that for maybe, I think, 3 or 4 years.
So explain the 10 millimeter versus, I don't know, 13 millimeter.
Oh, it's just the width of the belt.
Yeah.
This covers more surface area around my torso, so in theory allows you to brace harder. But some people, depending on how they're built, it can be uncomfortable and get into their rib cage.
So like the 13 millimeter belts for me, I mean, that gets me sore. I mean, I just stick with the 10 millimeter. I like the flexibility of it, you know. So
I like it rigid. Yeah.
He likes it rigid.
Hey, whoa!
Different strokes. Okay, on to the next subject. So,
Anyways.
So wrist wraps and straps. So wrist wraps, I mean.
What's all this? You got 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
What is this?
I got some, I mean, these are my old Titans and my new Strongs here, which I love these. These are, I believe, USPA, USAPL rated. I think they're 30-inch ones, but I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those top tier brands.
Yeah.
I mean, just make sure with, you know, that you're practicing with what you're going to be competing in, because.
Yeah. Because I know it's different.
I mean, there's different
feds.
listings for every federation, so I mean, you don't want to be going on game day and finding out you can't use your wrist wraps.
Exactly.
You know? So that's on you. I mean, you as a lifter to do your research.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, as far as wrist wraps, when do you typically use them? As far as your lifting?
So again, that's individualistic. I use them when I squat. I mean, you don't.
Yeah, I've never used wrist wraps before.
But I mean, that's according to how you feel. You know, like,
exactly.
But me, I'm a low bar squatter, so my shoulders, my wrists take a lot of stress. So
Yeah.
I like using it. It just makes me feel good.
Pain.
Yeah, reducing the pain.
Yeah.
And I use them when I bench.
I can see how that helps.
Yeah, benching is great. I've seen people not use them, but hey, it's all up to you.
Yeah, exactly. Comfort. Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. I rarely see people using them on deads though, so.
I don't see how. I mean, I could see why somebody might use it because it's kind of hard to open up your hands.
Sure.
Keep that grip locked in.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my thought.
You just gotta go play it by ear and just use what works for you.
Hey, if it works, right?
Yeah. So.
Next piece of equipment. Knee sleeves.
Knee sleeves. Oh.
Oh man, I gotta watch these, man. Anyways, got the SBD sleeves. These are probably the second pair of knee sleeves I've ever owned. The first one that I used was it TK Ono? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, those rubber ones.
Yeah, throwback. But these ones I got, I think it was around this time frame last year. So I've had these same knee sleeves for about a year.
Yeah. And
typically, I mean, if you can afford it, I can't. Having 2 sets of knee sleeves is kind of ideal, but again, it's just preference. One that's kind of not as tight, kind of a snug fit while you're training, but also having a second pair for competition that's really tight.
That's what I do. So, I mean, you're gonna pay a premium. I'm just gonna say SBD. Typically, you're paying about $85. I mean, that's just how it is. But from what I've found, it's worth it. There are other alternatives, and I think like the Strongs are rated and approved, right?
Yeah.
Most feds right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just see what the most of the other elite lifters are lifting with, and these are it. So I mean, I haven't used those other ones, and I do use less restrictive ones for my alternate squat days. So I use the A7s as well. They give you a little bit of tightness and keep your knees warm. I recommend them. It's kind of smelly right now because I just used them. But whatever. I'm sorry, man.
I'm just being dramatic.
So with knee sleeves, I mean, you're typically paying, for the SBDs, again, $85 for like the
That's
ones
a
below
significant
those.
amount, yeah.
That's a lot. I think the A7s you're paying about $60, a little bit less.
I think so. I'm not too sure. These are my second pair of sleeves, man.
Yeah.
I don't know too much as far as the extensiveness of different brands. I know there's a crap ton out there, but from what I've heard and seen within the powerlifting community, you know, SBDs, a lot of people tend to,
Pretty much a standard,
you know, flock to that brand as far as knee sleeves. And then the strong sleeves that Mark Bell makes, I've heard nothing but good things about his knee sleeves. So
Yeah.
you know, if I were to recommend to new lifters out there, and even, you know, veteran lifters and whatnot, you know, SBDs and the Strongs would be my go-to.
There's other ones that like the, gosh, I can't think of that brand now.
What did it look like?
The one with the eagle wings?
Oh, Stoic?
Stoic. Yes. Stoic. I've heard
My
great
apologies.
things. Great things about those. I mean,
Yeah.
they have different features.
Oh, Kevin Hoke uses that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, again, I think those run about $60 to $70. So they're well within like $20 of each
Yeah.
other. Again, though, it is a significant investment, but just so you know, they're pretty long lasting. So, I mean, I've used my pair of SBDs now for like a couple times a week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's held up. So.
Yeah. And one thing I would recommend to new lifters out there, you know, that are considering getting into powerlifting or just lifting in general, is, you know, you don't want to start off buying all this expensive ass equipment, you know, without putting in the mileage and the experience in the sports.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't start using knee sleeves probably until I think it was my third or fourth meet when I went to USPA Nationals when Dan was coaching me, and that was the first time I've ever used knee sleeves. And people were like, "Oh, you don't use knee sleeves?" I'm like, "No."
So, being a lifter of 2 decades, I'm just saying, I've never used knee sleeves. You know?
Yeah.
But again, I've never squatted more than 300 before I started powerlifting. So, it is what it is. They do help. I mean, do I squat without them? Sometimes I do. But if I'm going heavier, I use it. And you know, you wanna practice how you compete. So if you're using your near maximal loads, I mean, it's just
throw them on.
Yeah, throw them on. You know, and it does take there is some technique. You know.
Oh yeah, it definitely affects the movement for sure.
Yeah.
You get a lot of bounce.
Well, I mean, the technique to put them on.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, these chubby knees right here. I'm telling you, it takes sometimes an act of God. But anyway.
That's what lotion's for, man.
Yeah.
Remember what I was saying earlier? Get your knee sleeves on. So a really easy way to put your knee sleeves on. This was taught to me by Dan the Man, our coach at Northwest Strength. So, see it? Roll like this, like so. Kind of make sure that everything's flushed out like that. And then like this. And then you put your leg through here. And then once you got on, you kind of unroll it. And then, ta-da! I mean, if you actually see somebody put them on, it makes a lot more sense. But especially when you have those extra tight knee sleeves.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a workout itself.
Oh, it is, man. But you know, it is what it is. Knee sleeves, worth it. And you're gonna use them in comp, so.
Definitely.
Do you have to use them in comp?
No.
You don't. But
why wouldn't you if it's gonna help you lift more?
I mean, it'll give you about 5-10 pounds is the average, right? Is that what they say?
I thought it was a lot more than that.
Is it more than that?
I don't know. No matter. But,
So,
yeah.
knee sleeves. Yeah.
What else?
So we
What
got
are essentials. Oh, what about
So-
chalk socks?
If you're not working out in a powerlifting specific gym, I mean, they may not have chalk. So, and some gyms don't allow it. I don't know why. Probably because it's messy as hell, you know.
Oh yeah, and people don't clean up after
People don't
themselves.
clean up, yeah. But chalk is, I mean, for some people it's essential. I mean, I use chalk a lot when I deadlift. do I use it for squats and bench? Not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, but in competitions, you might want to chalk your
Chalk
back
your
up
back
when
up.
you do bench,
Keep
right?
the bar from slipping.
Yeah. Oh, chalk when you squat.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hit or miss.
It's
Just
hit or
kinda
miss.
depending.
in
on
comp,
the
you
day.
don't want you don't want to risk that slippage. So
Yeah.
obviously, use the chalk, but as far as training goes,
No, not really.
yeah.
Usually just, if I'm doing a lot of reps at, probably 78%,
Yeah.
I'd probably chop my hands up because I tend to lose my grip, especially since I don't use the wrist wraps.
So shout out to A7. Hey, what up, dude? But anyways, those A7 shirts are pretty badass. I own a couple.
Yeah.
It helps a lot when you go to like a box gym and they got those bars that are just
man,
terrible. Trash bars, but they do help
Those
keep the
noodle
grip up.
bars.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all about chalk. Now socks, I think most federations want you to have socks up to your knees, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
any sock will do. You can buy the
Don't get
specialty.
fancy with it.
Yeah, you don't get fancy.
Oh,
You can
Walmart.
buy the deadlift, whatever specific socks. They run about what, 10, 12 bucks, 15 bucks sometimes.
Yeah.
But these ones are just regular Under Armour. I use them for deadlifts here at the house. So
Yeah, don't have to, spend crap ton of money on socks.
nah,
You can be flashy about it, but is that really gonna help your lifting? So,
it makes you look good though.
hey,
They say if you look good, you lift good. So
is that
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
You sure
that's a
about
saying, dude. Yeah. If you feel good about yourself, why not?
yeah, it's true.
That's why I'm a gear whore. So I gotta, in my
Understand.
mind, look good when I'm lifting. So
Oh, you're forgetting one last piece of equipment, the singlet.
yeah, singlet.
Oh, what's that look for?
Yeah, those singlets, man. Some people don't look good in them.
Wow, dude.
I'm just saying, I don't look good in the
Jeez.
singlet, man. I'm just saying, I'm a little larger lifter. Thotties like you.
Thotty Ronnie.
Yeah. What kind of singlet do you use?
I got the Enzy.
You got the Enzo?
I've been rocking that since 2014.
What, the black and white one,
The
right?
black and white.
Yeah.
$40.
$40.
Lasted me, 5 years now? 5 years.
Wow.
It hasn't broke yet.
Those
seams, man.
they're just so tight.
Hey.
They will conform to your body. And for some body conscious lifters out there like moi, no. So there are other manufacturers out there with other good
Oh,
options.
don't you got the Titan?
Yeah, so I got the Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Titan works great for me.
And I think that one's more of a spandex material? compared
Stretchy.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little compressive,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But SBD makes them.
Yeah.
Who else makes singlets?
There's Titan.
Strength Shop.
Yeah.
Makes
Strength
them as
Shot.
well, so-
Mark Bell's gym.
Oh,
Makes them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Slingshot.
Yeah, Slingshot. I don't really know.
Yeah, but
What else?
again, there are listings out there for each federation. So
Yeah.
use what works for you. You want something that fits you good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so, that's pretty much what we wanted to cover today,
Pretty much it.
just the different types of equipment, cost effectiveness, because, a lot of this stuff's pretty freaking expensive, man.
Oh yeah. Singlet I think costs about $80, $80-$90.
That's why I went Inzer, dude, because that cost me $40.
So overall, to get into this sport,
It takes time to get all this equipment. For sure, if you're getting into the sport, I would definitely recommend getting a decent singlet and belt going into the sport first. That would be my priority.
maybe wraps a second.
Wraps, sleeves.
Socks are pretty cheap to get.
Yeah,
You
you can go to Walmart or something and get
Yeah.
socks.
Yeah.
As far as what specific kind of shoe you want to get, flat shoe versus an elevated heel, I would just kind of focus on the movements, you know, because a lot of the times people end up using heeled shoes or whatever because they have bad ankle mobility, but
Yeah.
sometimes those things can be fixed
Yeah.
and you'd still be just as proficient.
So for me, I can use both. I mean, I've used both
Yeah.
before. And I just prefer the heels because it gets me the depth easier.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I like the look of them. You
Yeah.
know?
It's
I
all
feel-
preference. So.
Yeah, all preference, guys.
So this was the essential. Stay tuned for next week. What are we talking about next week?
Man, I don't know.
What?
Whatever you want, man. I'm here for you.
Oh my god.
You just come over. You just call me up and hey, you busy? And he just comes over.
That's not how it works, guys.
Yeah, there's no plan. There's
There
no
is a
plan in
plan.
this.
I mean, it's unscripted, but we got a plan, dude.
I have to make him plan it.
Anyways, the next episode is gonna be goals and what was it? Deadlines. Goals and deadlines. And we got a special guest, but that's gonna be a secret.
Yeah,
Y'all not gonna know.
We're still talking, buttoning down some
Yeah.
time.
Don't worry, special guest. We're trying to figure it out. I know you're watching, so
All right.
until next time. Happy New Year's, family.
All right.
Happy New Year's.
Thanks, guys.